Get its way up onto the raceway now is our final event on tonight's card. Again, this part of the Capital District Racing Association CDRA series. 20 laps the distance. Starting grid being set here. From the heads up from the qualifying events, our 3 heat race winners up front. Michael Sabia, going to start on the outside Lebanon pole. He was our heat race number 1 winner. Tim Hartman Jr., a rare appearance on the front row due to the handicapping process here, and he is undefeated at the Speedway, so he has been mired deep in the field each and every week. But a heads-up start puts him on the inside of row number 1. Technically, your second starting position. Winner of the 3rd qualifier, Craig Hooley. Craig has been here a number of weeks with us. He's a regular up at Albany-Saratoga Speedway. Hails out of Bolton Landing, New York. He starts up on the outside of row number 2. Down to the inside of row number 2, going to be a 399. That's Nick Giardini out of Brookfield, Connecticut. Then we got Alex Bell out of Cambridge, New York in the 23 car. He starts up on the outside of row number 3. On the inside of that 3rd row, we find the 7C of Brady Cordova out of Woodbury, Connecticut. Carl Barnes out of Pittsfield. He's in the 307 car. You got Matt Burke out of Danbury, Connecticut. Next to him with the number 12, Justin Ghazi, another Brookfield, Connecticut racer. Starting on the outside of row 5 to the inside of row number 5, another one of the Albany-Saratoga regulars. That's Taylor Wasson. Taylor Wasson in the 07W out of Middle Grove. Dylan Grogan, he was here last week, had a very impressive run in the Mickles Automotive, number 34. Another weekly campaigner from the Great Race Place here with us. He starts on the outside of row 6 to the inside of him. Dylan Madsen in the Madsen overhead doors, number 89 car out of Spencertown. Chris Crane Jr., the Crane brothers, have been here in recent weeks. They're out of Canaan, Connecticut. The 711C of Chris Crane Jr. starts outside row 7 to the inside of him. Another Albany-Saratoga regular, 33 at Cody Oaks. He's out of Rensselaer. Keith Johannesson out of Dover Plains with the 4 New York. Connor Prokop out of Middleburg with the 12. Make up row number 8. Then it's Kevin Ames with the 43. Mike Arnold with the 76 in row number 9. Row 10, Alan Hoteling with the 250. And Colin Clow with the number 25. Pat Mann out of Newburgh. He an Orange County Fair Speedway regular for a number of years. He's in the number 6 car, and Alex Palmer-Sawyer in the 61. Round out your starting grid as we get ready to go green. Green flag is out. Down to turn number 1 they go. Tim Hartman Jr. taking a swipe here at Michael Sabia on lap number 1, trying to make it work down low. Sabia in the fast lane, got to hold him at bay, but right back to side by side goes TH2 down to the inside. It'll be Sabia leading lap number 1 with the number 7 car. Michael Sabia up on the front of this one. Tim Hartman Jr. Ryan second. Nick Giardini back there in 3rd. Then it's Alex Bell in 4th spot. 5th spot is Brady Cordova. Brady Cordova with the 7C car next in line as they make their way down here through the west end. Car going around up here in turn number 4, and that's going to be our first yellow. I believe that was the 4 New York car of Keith Johannesson going around here off of turn number 4. Indeed it is, as he has rerighted the automobile. So caution coming out with 2 laps shown here complete. The 4 New York at 𝗖𝗗𝗥𝗰𝗴, the reason for the caution.
So does that mean Sean?
Again, this is part of the Capital District Racing Association series of events run between 3 racetracks, Albany, Saratoga, Glen Ridge Motorsports Park, and here at Lebanon Valley.
Janice here.
As the field taking shape in even rows of 2 as they make their way down the back straightaway under caution pace. Pace truck going to dive down into the pit area. Red lights have been extinguished. 2 of 20 on the board, ready to go back to green. Colin Rescott going to wave the green flag in front of the field. Michael Sabia and Tim Hartman Jr. up on the front of this one. Hartman going to make the move. He'll slide up to the outside. Sabia able to pull the crossover. Got 2 cars over here in turn number 2, and that's going to force a yellow as they race back down here off of turn number 4. Yellow lights coming on. 𝗖𝗗𝗥𝗰𝗴 again involved over here in turn number 2. Like Colin Clow's number 25 was the other car involved down here. See, Pat Mann has made his way down into the pit area. So Mann takes the 6 back behind the wall. So looks like the night is over for Pat Mann as he has pulled the 6 back to his trailer down here in front. Both 𝗖𝗗𝗥𝗰𝗴 and Colin Clow able to come back around to the tail of the field. Field back in even rows of 2. Pace truck going to pull away. Lights off atop the pace truck. Red lights off around the raceway. We'll get ready to go back to green. Michael Sabia and Tim Hartman Jr. reassuming their positions on the front row after the heads-up start. Both heat race winners earlier tonight. Down to turn number 1 they go. Here's Hartman going to make the move down low again. He'll slide up in front of Sabia. Sabia going to tap him a tune on the back bumper, but down the back straightaway, your new leader is Tim Hartman Jr. Hartman going to make his way down here off of turn number 4 as your leader. Sabia right there with him. Top 2 cars down across the line, and it's Alex Bell back there in 3rd. Nick Giardini now going to try and make that inside lane work, and not going to happen. He'll drop back into his 5th running position, the same way he entered the East End. Now Craig Hooley, the 3rd of those heat race winners, started up in the 2nd row. He's dropped back into 6th position, trying to make his way back up inside the top 5. Hooley currently rides in spot number 6 with the 98 car. Just behind him we find a 307 of Carl Barnes, the 34 of Dylan Grogan right behind them as they work their way back down here through turn 3 and 4. Coming up on the 1/4 mark now. 5 of 20 are now complete, and Tim Hartman Jr. in his quest to remain perfect on the season going to make his way down here into turn number 3 and starting to stretch it out on the front of this one. Hartman off of turn number 4, rolling down here on the front straightaway. Michael Sabia watching Hartman get a little bit smaller out the front windscreen. Position number 3 about to be contested is Brady Cordova now drawing in on Alex Bell. Bell with the 23 car. We got yellow out. Keith Johannesson once again having trouble tonight here with the 4 New York car. Recent weeks, Keith has had some real good runs here, but tonight he has found some handling issues on that 4 New York machine as he goes around down here in the East End banking. Johannesson down to the inner apron, and hard to tell if he's trying to make his way back up on the track or position his way to go back into the pit area. Johannesson with the 4 New York. Does appear he is going behind the wall with the 4 New York machine. So Keith Johannesson with 6 laps complete. Bringing the caution out here and going to the aid of his crew down in the pit area.
Well, diving into the Brian Bedell Basic Book of Lebanon Valley Facts. Again, the unprecedented season that Tim Hartman's having here, undefeated on the year. Got to go way back in the history here at Lebanon Valley to find folks who are anywhere in that kind of range. Back in 1980, Claude Horde had 13 wins in a sportsman car. And the driver with the most wins in a sportsman car happened back in 1969. Barry Purdy had 14. As of right now, 12 wins for Hartman. He's going for 13 here.
Green flag back out. This time, Sabia will be down to the inside of Hartman. They'll go up the hill over here in turn number 2. Brady Cordova going to take 3rd spot away from Alex Bell. Bell back to 4th, and here comes Nick Giardini now. Giardini down to the inside with the 399, trying to make that inside lane work as they come down off of corner number 4. He'll drop back into 5th spot. They fan out 3 wide back there for the 6th spot as they work down off the corner. They're still 3 wide, racing down there on the extreme outside. There's the 98 of Craig Hooley. 7 laps on the board, going to click off number 8 this time by as they make their way down the front straightaway. Tim Hartman Jr. showing the way. Things going to heat up back here for the runner-up spot. Going to be a pair of 7s going at it for 2nd spot there as Brady Cordova had been able to draw in on Michael Sabia. Sabia in the white 7, Cordova in the blue 7 as they come down here off of turn number 4. Brady Cordova in the 7C car trying to draw in on Michael Sabia as they work their way up here through turns 1 and 2. Alex Bell off the top side of the raceway rides in 4th, the 399 and Nick Giardini rounding out your top 5. That's the way your top 5 run here as we close in on the halfway mark. Halfway this time by. 10 laps are in and 10 laps remain for Tim Hartman Jr. Hartman halfway to extending his race streak to 13 on the year and 15 overall. Consecutive victories as he comes down here off of turn number 4. Clicking off lap number 11 this time by as they make their way up here off the corner. Down the back straightaway. As they work their way down here off of turn number 4, down across the line, up on the front, Tim Hartman Jr. out for a Saturday night ride here on the high banks. Colin Clough off the pace down here in turn number 2. That time Nick Giardini got up on the outside and into the loose stuff. Clough slowly rolling down the back straightaway, off the pace but out of the way. Now he'll pick the pace back up. Looks like he is going to get back up to race speed. Position number 4 being contested up here off of turn number 2. Nick Giardini in the 399 trying to work the backside of the 23 of Alex Bell. This in your top 5 running order as they come down here. 4th position is the 23 of Bell. Giardini right behind him, rounding out your top 5. 1 spot out of a top 5 run. That's the 307 of Carl Barnes. Mike Arnold rides back there in the 7th position. 8th spot, Dylan Grogan with the 34. Craig Hooley riding in 9th. As they come down here on the front straightaway, the 12 of Matt Burke, rounding out your top 10 as we have now hit the 3-quarter mark. One car off the pace on the back straightaway, and that was a top 10 runner. That's Mike Arnold in the Ashline Painting, number 76 car, the 76A going behind the wall. So Arnold dropping out of a top 10 running position. That'll move Taylor Wasson up into a top 10 run. Wasson takes over 10th with the 07 machine. As Tim Hartman Jr. now up here into turn number 1, navigating his way by the Kevin Ames machine. After he clears Ames, he's got clear sailing up in front as he works the high line down here into turn number 3, coming down to 2 to go, this time by. It'll be 2 laps remaining here for Tim Hartman Jr. Hartman going to make his way up to the high side here through turns 1 and 2, rim riding his way off the corner. Almost a half a straightaway advantage now over Michael Sabia. Sabia going to clear Ames down here into turn 3. The white silk will fly this time by. White flag in the air for Tim Hartman Jr. Hartman going to roll up here off of turn number 2 with the advantage down the back straightaway. Up into turn 3, final time through the west end. It'll be 13 on the season. 15 consecutive wins for the driver, the 22. Tim Hartman Jr. picks up the win in the CDRA Sportsman feature here tonight. Hartman gets the win. Michael Sabia has to settle for second with the number 7. The 7C of Brady Cordova will finish in 3rd. 4th spot going to go to the 23 of Alex Bell. It looks like Nick Giardini will round out your top 5. So that's going to be the way your top 5 finish here in our final event on tonight's race program. Carl Barnes finishing in 6th, Dylan Grogan 7th, Craig Hooley comes home 8th, 9th to Matt Burke, and it looks like Chris Crane Jr. going to round out your top 10. So the CDRA, the Capital District Racing Association event here tonight. Jan McGaffin on hand, representing the CDRA. Again, want to send our best wishes out to Hazer. Not able to make his way here to the track and battling some health issues at home. We send our best wishes out to him. Hope to see him back at the track soon. Great friend of racing and to the 3 tracks represented in the CDRA. Well, Tim Hartman Jr. keeps the streak alive. Earlier today, his daughter Brexley kept her winning streak alive as she went to victory lane back-to-back over at the go-kart track. So she's just doing like Dad does. And in this case, Dad came back out and did like Brex does. And back to victory lane once again. The Mike Perillo Enterprises, number 22, parked down here on the front straightaway. Our final victor on the evening, Ryan Ray, is down there for his weekly conversation with Tim Hartman Jr.
All right, Dan, I am down here for my weekly conversation with this man. Just waiting for him to get out of the car. All right, Tim, you made it look easy, but it's never easy. I was kind of scratching my head up there in the tower. I didn't really understood why you started up in the front, but apparently it was a redraw tonight, right?
Heads up.
Oh, it was a heads up. All right, I was told wrong. But you look good. Actually, on lap 8 there, I noticed you got a little high up there.
Yeah, the top was tricky down this end, and I kind of noticed that watching the other races, that it looked like it was a fine line, and there was a couple times that I thought I was going to wreck myself. But no, just able to keep it underneath me as best I could, and sure is helpful starting on the front row, and just took advantage.
Yeah, it looked like you and Michael Saber were going at it a little bit there at the start of the race.
Yeah, I knew that if he got out in front and got rolling, that'd be hard to get him. So I had to try on restarts, and you never know when the next caution is going to be. So if there's going to be one, and so I had to make my move, and I just tried to slide him as best I could, and he gave me a tap coming off a 2, and it was just I was glad to be able to get in front of him because I knew if we got rolling, it was going to be hard to beat him.
Well, it sounds like you had a great day for the family with wins today. Who do you got to thank today?
Well, I wouldn't hear the end of it if she won today and I didn't. That'd be a long week for me, But no, everybody that's out here right now that's going to come get their picture taken, that helps us week in and week out. And, especially Mike Perillo, he's an unbelievable car owner. And Irish Trucking, Bemis Trucking for getting me to come down here a couple years ago. The 𝗖𝗗𝗥𝗰𝗴 Excavating, it's great to have them on board. I'm actually driving their car at Devil's Bowl tomorrow, so excited for that. And, see if we can keep this momentum rolling into the latter stages of the year.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. All right, that's tonight's Sportsman feature winner, Tim Hartman Jr. Now, don't forget, we do have the clubhouse giveaway tonight. Kobe Schroeder's car will be over there parked outside. My DJ music is playing. All right, John and Dan, I'll send it back up to you, though. I'll wrap it up for the night.
Well, thank you, Ryan, and congratulations to Tim Hartman Jr. for picking up the victory here in the CDRA feature event for the Sportsman. Is picking up the victory there. We see the crew making their way down in. The car owner, Mike Perillo, as well, making his way down for victory lane photographs. With the CDRA feature winner sign, along with the Lebanon Valley Speedway sign. So photographs being taken down here in victory lane as Nat